And now we're ready for number 5. Suppose that tangent is equal to 1 over the square root of 3. The definition of tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if you have a right triangle, like this little one right here, and you go opposite theta, then that is a 1. And adjacent means next to, so right next to this theta, put a square root of 3. And for the hypotenuse, I'll just call it C for right now. Then I could do Pythagorean Theorem, C squared equals 1 squared plus square root of 3 squared. Squaring each one of those gives me a 1 plus 3, or in other words, C squared is equal to 4. Now, of course, you could just take the square root of both sides. C is equal to 2. All right, now I have the 3 sides of the right triangle, so I'm ready to answer this part. So I'm going to actually do cosine first, because once I do cosine, secant is just the reciprocal. So you could use Sohcahtoa to remember. Personally, I use this one. And that is Oscar had a heap of apples. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's square root of 3 over 2. Then secant is the reciprocal of that. So it's going to be 2 over the square root of 3. Now we're almost done. The last thing is, it says that the angle is in quadrant 3. So we have to decide, are these two supposed to be positive or are they supposed to be negative? So you can use a smart trig class, which is saying when the functions are positive. And if we're in quadrant 3, that's right here, which means tangent is positive and cosine is negative. So just throw a negative sign on there and we're done.